And our next story comes from Pakistan. Before I tell you about it, I want you to watch a video. It's of a Pakistani citizen expressing his views on the economy. Have a look.
जी बिल्कुल ठीक नारे लग रहे हैं। वही चीज मैं आपको बताने लगा था कि 1947 समथिंग जब हमारा पाकिस्तान आजाद हुआ इंडिया से, अंग्रेजों की गवर्नमेंट थी। मैं कह रहा हूं अल्लाह ना करता ऐसा होता ही ना, सारा पाक हिंद एक होता। आज आपको टमाटर 20 रुपए किलो मिलते, चिकन 150 रुपए किलो मिलता, पेट्रोल 150 रुपए लीटर मिलता आपको। अब हमारी बदकिस्मती नहीं है कि इतने अरसे के बाद हमें मतलब एक अल्लाह पाक ने पाकिस्तानी मुल्क दिया जिसमें मुसलमानों वाला सिलसिला ही कोई नहीं है, चक्कर ही कोई नहीं है मुसलमानों वाला। तो इससे अच्छा तो वो मूंदी है, यकीन माने उसके लोग उसे कैसे मानते हैं और वो कैसे अपने लोगों के साथ संसेर है। मोदी, हमें मोदी मिल जाए, हमें तो नहीं नवाज शरीफ चाहिए, ना बेनजीर चाहिए, ना हमें इमरान खान चाहिए, कोई भी नहीं, जनरल मुशर्रफ भी नहीं चाहिए हमें सिर्फ प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी चाहिए जो इस मुल्क के टेढ़ों को सीधा करे।
Well, you heard that. We want someone like Indian Prime Minister Modi, someone who can get mischief makers on the right track. Now, I don't know whether to laugh at this or sympathize with the people of Pakistan, because such is the state of affairs in their country that they are wishing for the Indian Prime Minister to take over their country. The question is, what explains such desperate remarks? Well, what else but Pakistan's economy? It is on the deathbed, battling for survival. Just look at the statistics. The rate of inflation in the country is standing at 15.4%. The value of the Pakistan rupee is 258 against the dollar. There are just $3.25 billion left in foreign reserves, and the GDP growth forecast has been trimmed to 4.3% for this year. And if we speak of fuel prices, petrol is selling at 272 rupees per litre, diesel is selling at 262 rupees per litre, kerosene selling at 217 rupees per litre. The price of milk has increased from 190 rupees per litre to 235. If I speak of chicken prices, a kilogram of chicken now costing 700 to 780 Pakistani rupees. If I speak of boneless chicken meat, it has hit a new high of 1,000 rupees per kilogram. This is the state of affairs where prices of edibles, of daily essentials, have become unaffordable for most Pakistanis. Of course, they are going to wish they were in India. And what about the government? Does it have a wish list as well? Yes, it does. But its wishes are only making the common man's life more miserable. And not just the common man. Some take Islamabad's latest move, for instance. It has hiked tax on luxury goods and services. Why is that? So that it could get an IMF bailout. Reports say taxes on a raft of luxury imports will be increased in order to unlock the new batch of an IMF loan. According to the Pakistani media, sales tax will likely be increased from 17% to 25%. And which items will this cover? Mainly imports of luxury cars, also household appliances like chocolates and cosmetics. And by the way, this increase is just the beginning. Pakistan's finance minister says that in the days ahead, their prime minister could introduce more such austerity measures. Next question, how much loan has the IMF promised? 6.5 billion. But that is only after Pakistan meets certain criteria. That's right, the International Monetary Fund has set certain conditions for Pakistan if it wants to secure the much needed financial aid. Conditions like setting up an anti-corruption task force, hiking the electricity tariffs, and imposing a levy on the petroleum products. Now, last we checked, the country's prime minister had agreed to follow these conditions. This is what he recently told his officials in Islamabad. We have to accept unwillingly the strict conditions of the strict conditions for the IMF deal, which I hope would be sealed soon. Next question. Why is the IMF after Pakistan? Why can it just not give the money? There are a host of reasons here, two of them standing out. One is the fear that Pakistan will not be able to repay the loan. Number two, the fact that rich Pakistanis contribute very little to the economy. Let me just read out a statement from the IMF's managing director, who summed up the situation quite well. I'm quoting, "Those who are making good money in public or private sectors need to contribute to the economy. It should not be that the wealthy benefit from the subsidies. It should be the poor who benefit from them." Well, she has a point. Pakistan's rich and elite actually do not contribute enough. It's almost like there are two worlds that exist in the country. We have reported on this in the past. Pakistan has two starkly different worlds with starkly different lifestyles and starkly different opportunities. The first world comprises of the richy rich, Pakistan's exclusive and powerful elite. You know, the corporate honchos, the feudal landlords, the army generals, and the politicians. They all live within a compact which allows wealth, it allows power to perpetuate over generations and keep the common man out. In fact, many say that this elite has taken Pakistan from being an Islamic republic to a 1% republic, meaning opportunities, power and wealth in the country are limited to the top 1% of the people. The remaining 99% forming the other world. A world of violent repression, curtailing of human rights, unwarranted detentions, arbitrary arrests. The inhabitants of this world are people with low to no representation. They live in a completely different country, with literacy levels, living standards, and health facilities being poles apart from the other world I just told you about. And even now, during Pakistan's worst economic turmoil, these two worlds are living different lives. On one hand, the rich and the elite are queuing outside the country's first ever Tim Hortons. Can you believe that? On the other hand, the middle class is failing to send its children to schools. Have a look at this headline. A number of families in Pakistan struggling to make ends meet. So much so that some of them have stopped sending their children to school. Why is that? So that they can use the fee money to run the household instead. This is what it has gotten to. So you cannot really blame Pakistani citizens for wishing that the Indian Prime Minister could run their country as well. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.